Hello one and all, this is WellArmedWithTacos, and welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights. When we last left off, we were, assumably, about to end Chapter 1. We have Destler here, who has been defeated after being barely hurt, and has given up and surrendered to us, and he is immortal, so we cannot continue to fight him, even though we can try.
Asher will want me alive, fool! Speak to me, so we may settle out business, and then you can deliver me to the old man, like a good little servant.
See? Cannot hurt him. So we have to deliver him back to Nasser and probably end the first chapter. We've already looted the other rooms, so there's nothing else for us to do here. We can't get into that chest because we don't have a rogue.
You delay in returning me to Nasher and the precious Lady Erebeth. Hurry with your looting and let this farce come to an end.
Enough! I'm taking you back to Neverwinter right now. Don't rush on my account. I know what awaits me. My fate is sealed. There's comfort in that. It is better, I'll wager, than the uncertainty awaiting you. And loading.
Dester's punishment was brutal, but his death brought little satisfaction. The horrors of the Wailing Death could not be undone with his execution. Those that had suffered now turned on each other. They looked for someone to blame, and found it in Dester's closest friend, Fenthic. The letter of the law found him negligent, and he was hanged as a sacrifice to appease the bloodthirsty mob. If any thought the sentence unjust, they remained silent. Duty required all to act as one. It was not the time for divided loyalties. The cult behind Dester's treachery still had to be found. The hunt led to the coastal town of Port Last. From here, the heroes of Neverwinter would continue the search for those behind the Wailing Death, and vengeance would be taken.
So we don't even... Greetings here at Neverwinter. Please pause for a moment and speak with me. Alright, the game is paused, but I can't speak with you while it is. I think you've made a critical mistake. So we don't even get a choice in how we deal with Fenthic. We can't try to say anything in his name or anything like that, and Fenthic's death is pretty much confirmed. I'm pretty sure no matter how nice you are to anybody, to him or to Erebeth or anything you try to do, Fenthic will die, because it's plot critical that he does. Erebeth is definitely plot railroaded with Fenthic's death. And if you think that Erebeth is completely chill about the fact that her beloved is dead, she's not. She's definitely not. And that will have repercussions for the future. But for now, we're in a room with a strange person named Lorana that I do not know. And our animal companion has been desummoned. And Linyu is gone. Well, I have two of my companions back already. There's a single gold coin in that chest. And a single gold coin in that chest. Let us talk to Lorana. Ah, Jericho Dermain. You have awoken at last. I feel privileged to finally meet the hero of Neverwinter, here before me. I'm getting ahead of myself. You must excuse me. I'm just so excited to see you, or meet you. Welcome to Port... What does that say? I'm trying to read it, the small text. Lilast? Lilast? We'll just say Lilast for now. Welcome to Port Lilast. I trust you had a safe journey from Neverwinter. My name is Lorana, and Lady Erebeth has given me the honor of greeting you upon your arrival. I will just say it's a pleasure to meet you. Let me say again how much I look up to you. We've all heard of the heroic deeds you performed in Neverwinter, and how you saved so many lives from that terrible plague. I know that you must be anxious to speak with Lady Erebeth and begin the search for the cult. She is anxious to speak with you, too. Continue. Here we are. You can find Lady Arabeth and their associate, Aaron Gend, in the next room, near the exit of the building. Please go see her right away. I wish you well in your quest to find the source of that horrible plague. I am sure that you will succeed. I'm sorry, that's a completely different word. That you will succeed and prove yourself to be a hero once again. Goodbye. Are we talking about something else? Nope. We will go speak to Airbeth. It's important that we do. Ah! Loading. There's Lin Yu. And everyone else. Now would be a good time to change companions. I don't know. Hello, Airbeth.
Here in Port Last, my friend. If we are to have any luck in tracking down this strange cult behind the plague, it will be with your aid, I am sure.
Probably.
I do not know
considering
how much
I'm the
you have
protagonist.
been told about Lord Nash's orders. I shall help you understand whatever I can, certainly.
What exactly are his orders?
You know, of course, that Dester and Fenthic were associated with some manner of religious cult that was behind the Wailing Death in the city. We know so little about this cult, and it would be foolish in the extreme to suppose that simply because their activities in Neverwinter have been stopped, that they have been defeated.
Thank you, Arabeth, for giving me a break from reading every single piece of dialogue. I'm glad you can read most of your own.
Lord Nasher commands that we track down the headquarters of this cult and discover their plans and stop them before another atrocity is committed.
I intend to murder them all horribly.
Aaron Gend, Lord Nasher's spy master, is here in Port Last to help us do this, and has brought reports of many strange activities throughout the Northern Lands. It is possible that agents of the cult may be behind some of these activities. If so, we may be able to find them and discover where their base is located. Your aid in this will prove invaluable.
You can ask about Arabeth, and we probably will, but she might not like how we talk about it. Jericho is not exactly saddened, I guess is the right word. Not exactly saddened by the death of Fenthic. It was unfortunate, but he understands the purpose of the greater role in things. I have questions about the mission. Let's start there.
Of course. Ask what you will of me.
Okay. Tone much. Let's see. What are you and the Spy Master going to do while I do the work?
I am here to see that Lord Nash's commands are carried out, while Aaron continues to use his network of spies to gain more information beyond Neverwinter's walls.
You don't sound very happy about doing Lord Nash's work.
Admittedly, my own role seems sparse. Part of me thinks that my Lord Nasher simply wishes someone he trusts in this role, while another believes he does not wish to be reminded of Fenthic or my pain. Regardless, we will do all that we can to help you. Do not think your efforts go unrecognized.
Unless you're showering me in gold, they're not recognized nearly enough. How do you propose I look for the cult?
Aaron has several ideas on places where the cult may be hidden. Currently, he is working on finding a way into the city of Luskan. Its gates have been sealed since the plague in Neverwinter began.
Makes sense.
I suggest you talk to Aaron about where these places might be. Search for any clues about the rise of ancient cults or odd activities. Once a way into Luskan is found, you can search there as well. If we are fortunate, you will perhaps encounter some part of the cult and gain information as to who they are and where they are based.
From their corpses. What should I do if I discover something?
Any information you discover should be brought to Aaron and myself. Once we know more about the cult, Lord Nasher can decide what to do next.
Fair enough. Why are we not searching more in Neverwinter?
The search does continue within the city. Indeed, Lord Nasher is having Neverwinter scoured thoroughly for more traces of the cult. It is his feeling, however, that the true force of the cult lies outside of Neverwinter, and that it is your efforts here that will prove the most valuable.
And Lord Nasher, who is more than capable of standing up from his chair and doing things himself, will not do any of that, will he? What do we know about the cult?
Dester appears to have been their link in Neverwinter, as you discovered. But of the cult itself, we have been able to ascertain little. Erin is positive that its true heart lies outside of Neverwinter, and that it has yet to show us the extent of its strength.
Probably not. The game's just getting started.
The task ahead of us will no doubt be most dangerous.
Us?
But that makes it all the more necessary that we do not remain ignorant of what this cult is and what it intends.
Alright, let's ask something else.
Certainly.
Let's ask about Arabeth. You want to find the cult badly, do you?
Would you not feel the same? I remained passive while my love was executed, and this wretched cult remains invisible and impervious to my wrath.
You're getting emotional, Arabeth.
I wish, with such fervor that it frightens me, to see those allies of Desta pay, to see Tyr visit them with terrible justice. I am a paladin of Tyr, sworn to uphold good and justice, yet somehow I cannot condemn Fenthic in my heart. He meant only to do what he saw was his duty, I am sure of it.
Well, instead of focusing your attentions and feelings toward Fenthic, perhaps you should use that whole, I don't know, paladin of the god of justice angle to go and use some righteous smackdown on the guys who are responsible for the whole thing. But no, you're gonna sit in here with the spy master and do nothing. Now we have to decide how we want to comfort her. Or I could just be like, I got nothing to say. Everyone can make a mistake. Fenthic was a fool to follow his duty so blindly. It is very sad what happened, and I'm sorry for the loss. Don't be naive. Not everyone is caught up in duty and goodness. Even a paladin has a heart. You can't be the avatar of justice all the time. The one that suits me the best is this one. Don't let feelings blind you to the truth about Fenthic.
Is it I who am blind? If I am, to which truth am I blind about? Fenthic was hanged for treason, but I know there was no treason in his heart.
He was actually hanged more for being an idiot.
But I should not be distracting you from your task. My own problems are unimportant and of no interest to you, I am sure. Please forgive me.
Well, we'll try, but I don't think this is gonna go anywhere.
It
Oh,
is just that
it did.
Fenthic's fate could have been mine, or yours, or anyone's.
How would you go home without a fight, lady?
It's the correct one. I have never questioned my faith or my duty before, but neither did Fenthic. I feel doubt, and I am ashamed to admit it. Perhaps I am merely wallowing in my sorrow. Perhaps I know my path better than I think I do, but I am no longer sure. Is it wrong for me to think such thoughts?
Well, how do we respond to that? You're being too hard on yourself. You should pull yourself together. This is a fairly neutral answer. And it is correct. It is never wrong to question. What's important are your answers.
Yet I have no answers, only more questions. Thank you for allowing me to unburden my heart, but perhaps it is best if I put these thoughts out of my head for now.
Perhaps.
The safety of Neverwinter relies on your mission, and my duty regarding that is more than clear. Let us speak of that instead.
Notice Arabeth's tale is now a quest. There's a reason I'm focusing on Arabeth's dialogue so much, and there's a reason all of her dialogue is so voiced. You probably have noticed, mostly because I myself don't care to, most of the dialogue in this game I haven't been thoroughly exploring. I haven't been asking all the questions and all that kind of stuff. A lot of it has to do with the fact I don't want to read every single bit out loud, and it's really good for a solo play or just playing outside of YouTube, but it really does kind of slow down the tempo of a video going through every bit of dialogue like that, especially when a lot of it is superfluous. But Arabeth is trying to say Arabeth in a plural format is terrible. Arabeth's I'm just a snake now. That probably sounds horrible. Arabeth's dialogue is very important. Her dialogue is very important. I should have just said that. Her. For now on, your new name is Her. We're just gonna call you Her. Nobody else can be Her. Not you, Lin Yu. Just you. You're the only Her. Do you have any advice, Her?
I would suggest you speak to Erengend and find out where to focus your efforts in finding evidence of the cult.
Well, that was super helpful. Anyways, now that we're done chatting with Arabeth, we can take a different companion if we wanted to. Well, I mean, we always could have, but they're all here now. Everyone who was there before has joined with us. I believe that is a shop? I think? Possibly. Let's come over here and find out.
Hey, I suppose you're here to sign up, are you? I've no time for a new apprentice, however, so off you go.
Oh, perhaps not. Sign up for what? For the Bloody Mercenary Guild, of course. Isn't that why you've come? Unless you're not here for training. Wait, no, I've placed you. You're one of the folk that came with Lady Arabeth, aren't you? From Neverwinter. My apologies, lad. We get so many strangers coming through town these days. After all, something I can do for you. Mercenaries Guild. What kind of guild is this? This be the Mercenary Guild. Here I train fighters to hone their skills, and we see hiring them out. Do you sell arms and armor? Nay, if you wish such, go speak to... I can't even say the Helgjal? Helgjal at the Cracked Anvil. He would have need ye, I assure ye. Can I hire one of your mercenaries? Can you train me? Sure. In such short time, it would benefit you little, lad. And besides, as I already said, the guild be full. Let me ask you something else. Of course. I'll be going. I have nothing else I wish to speak to him about. I was looking for employment. I made a choice at this Let's Play. I made a choice near the very beginning of this Let's Play who I was going to be using as my companion, and I believe we're going to be sticking with that decision. I think we're still going to be using Lin Yu. I know we're still going to have issues with lockpicking, and my own ability to heal is slowly getting better as I level up, but I'm dedicated to this now. She's still an acceptable frontline fighter if she allows herself to be, if the game allowed her to be. She can wear heavy armor, use the heaviest shields, and she has a decent stat line hit in combat. Normally Lin Yu just gets punked, but that's not her fault. That's the game's fault. So, let us speak to Lin Yu. Hopefully, she'll acknowledge us as the person that she's been traveling with up to now.
Hello. I had hoped that you would show up here, my friend. I heard that Arabeth recruited you to stamp out the evil cult that was responsible for the plague.
I could just leave. I could say, I thought we parted ways. Why have you followed me? If I wanted to be a complete jerk. Or I could say, what a pleasant surprise. I thought we had parted for good, Jericho, but the goddess has her own plans that I must follow. I went back to the Trade of Blades to prepare myself for the journey home. I was only there for a few hours when I was approached by Lady Arabeth on behalf of Lord Nasher himself. She told me that Lord Nasher was determined to root out the cult that brought so much suffering to the city. He has ordered all the mercenaries in Neverwinter to come to Port Lath to join in the search. I was afraid I might have missed you while I was changing my clothes. I feel like this is a bad dialogue to investigate further into. But let's do it anyways! Changing your clothes? With a question mark? Oh, when I came here I was a waitress spilled some drinks. She soaked your clothes? Well, no, I bumped into her, and when the drinks crashed down, I leapt backwards into a dwarf, knocking over his ale and stew. So that messed you up? No, the food and drinks landed on the floor, but the dwarf crashed into a half-orc, causing the knife he was eating with to slice open his cheek. That's when the brawl started. Okay, this is just getting deeper. And you wrecked your outfit in the brawl. I managed to stay out of the brawl, hiding under a table and feeling awfully guilty when the fight was over. I felt I should help clean up the mess. So you got dirty cleaning up. No, I wore an apron and managed to stay pretty clean. Then I stepped outside for a breath of fresh air and slipped in a mud puddle, so then I had to go change. Well, considering how clumsy you normally are, you went an incredibly long time there, through a whole group of events. I couldn't think of a more dramatic word. My English is failing me really hard this video. Why didn't you tell me you just slipped in a puddle from the beginning? I didn't want you to think I was clumsy. I know you. I'm waiting here under the orders of Lady Arabeth. So you're working for Arabeth. Lord Nasha ordered all mercenaries to come to Port Last to help discover the whereabouts of that the cult that nearly destroyed the city. This dialogue is small. I can't keep stressing that to you guys enough. I spent weeks wearing myself out, trying to help ease the suffering of plague victims. I jumped up the opportunity to bring the cultists to justice. Well, I hate to end it in the middle of a dialogue, but we've gone quite past the 20-minute mark, and she has a lot to say. So, when we come back, folks, continuing to talk to Linyu, and probably taking her with us. I'll see you all later. This is WellArmedWithTacos signing off. Take care, and bye-bye.